Hey, it's your girl, Sister Natasha, the host of Boob Talk. And listen, Happy New Year, everybody. We have been working in the scenes, behind the scenes, on the ground, under the ground, above the ground. I want you to know that we have missed you. We have been working feverishly for this cause. Um, Peek-A-Boob is now going to be on 23 different platforms for podcasting. We have a new team. We have Watts Productions. We have new fellowships, new friendships, new kinships, new collaborations. Listen, God only allowed us to reset for this reason, Mimi, and I am grateful. Sometimes you get so busy doing stuff, you so burnt out that you don't even know that you need to reset. And one of the causes of cancer is stress. So to give you a little bit of information of why Peek-A-Boob presents Boob Talk is so that we can have conversations in the regards of breast cancer. We are breast cancer advocates. I am a breast cancer warrior plus survivor, never to return to this body is what I tell my body every single day. Cancer cannot live here anymore. You know that song, like you in the trash can of my memory? Cancer is in the trash can of my memory. So to say all that, I know you guys have seen our Facebook and our Instagram about the documentary. Actually, my family was cussing me out, talking about me putting bad press in the streets, Mimi, that I was having a documentary without they love and without they support. You know, that's how family do you. But this documentary is built on survivors. My sister's keeper, and I'm definitely reading her bio because her sister Sherry White has been to this platform before with us. Hey Sherry, we love you. We know you're busy working on everything for this coming Saturday. So Demetria White serves as the Community Outreach Director for My Sister's Keeper, leveraging her expertise in organizational growth, strategic leadership, and community engagement to advance the organization's mission. She has a Bachelor of Science in Healthcare Administration and a Master's in Psychology. Demetria brings a well-rounded perspective to her role, focused on improving health outcomes and fostering community partnerships. She is also the sister of Sherry. So we welcome you to Boob Talk. We thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God. So much has happened since the Warriors walk. We have not lost, the Lord has them, but three of our sisters since then has transitioned to be with the Lord. And we want to give our love and our condolences to their family,
Yes.
and knowing that they are continuously in our prayers.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Tell us about what's going on
Oh
with
my
our
God.
Sister's Keeper.
So much. My Sister's Keeper, in those of you who know, we've been around for 8 years. This was the baby of my sister Sherry, as you said. Sherry was 32 when she got diagnosed. Never had this in our family before, never experienced it. But let me tell you what we learned. God uses everything.
Yes, he does.
What she thought would take her out was God's way of transforming her life. And he used that same pain, that same struggle to transform the lives of hundreds of other women, including us, who probably haven't even walked down that path, but have been touched with understanding that we are our sister's keeper.
Yes, we are.
That we are the community.
Yes, we are.
When we talk about organizations, churches, things of that nature, we're not talking about buildings.
Right.
We're not talking about, brick and mortar. We're talking about the people.
Right.
The people.
Right.
We're stronger because we are connected. We're stronger because we care. We're stronger because we love. So we started out very small, and many of you guys have got to see so many of our things that started out very, very small. but ended up morphing into what God wanted it to be.
Amazing.
Sherry, what is so funny, let me tell you what I really love about how this organization started is Sherry started this out. And her, if you ever heard her testimony, she says, she felt better when she glammed up, when she put on her lashes and her wigs and she just dressed up because she did not want people to look at her with pity or look at her as if she was going to die. And it gave her such an inner strength that she started this organization out really just wanting women to look pretty.
Look better.
She was like women who were undergoing cancer treatment to look pretty. And God said, no, this is what this is going to be. And so, fast forward 8 years later, we are a support ministry. I support the ministry part of the organization where we're dealing with the whole woman.
Yes.
Her mental, her spiritual, her financial, her emotional needs, anything and everything that we can think of that she might need. Because guess what? You don't know what you need
until you need it,
right?
You better say it.
Don't know what you need until you need it. And gone are the days of suffering in silence. Gone are the days of saying, no one cares, no one, I have to do this on my own. Those days are gone. There are too many people who have been down this road and they're really now a trumpet. They're sounding the alarm. Remember back in the days when people got sick and you knew something was wrong and they just never said anything. You saw them lose weight. You saw all of these things happening to them. And they suffered in silence.
Back then, it was called crack.
Absolutely.
Baby, people were smoking crack, baby, and you ain't know they was till they started losing weight. They was like,
they must be.
She must be smoking. Must be using it.
Yes.
And that's how we would think.
That's how
we
would think.
They either drunk themselves to death or smoked themselves to death, but they don't realize that stress will cause all of those exact same symptoms. I was sharing before we came on the air that's how I found out about my sister's keeper. One of the ladies at the hospital called me and said, Tasha, I know you just came in. I know you just found out about you having breast cancer, but tomorrow there's a walk. And that's the last thing that I wanted to hear, right? And I was like, I don't want anybody to know that this is what I'm dealing with. And it was the fear, like people hear the word cancer, they immediately think it's a death sentence. They immediately think that this is it. Now I need to start preparing, writing out my obituary, making my funeral arrangements, putting the properties in a trust. Your mind just start going crazy until I connected with you guys that day and walked and listened to the other testimonies of the women that I had no idea, that I knew that I did not have any idea that had been delivered from breast cancer. So that was one of the reasons why I attached myself to my sister's keeper, because of the way I felt the next day after I found out. So if you know anyone that has been diagnosed, know anyone that has kept themselves in the house, hiding, don't want anyone to know, that is the worst thing that they can do. Absolutely. You want to reach out to different organizations such as my sister's keeper, because we doing stuff. We're living through our treatments. We're living through, India kept my nails and feet done. I kept my hair done. Listen, they started off with the magnetic lashes, honey, and them things did not work. I would tried to put it on, and thing went in my eye, because I said, well, who puts a magnet on some lashes?
Me too.
Child, but I'm
too.
saying when you look better, you feel better.
Yep.
So don't be afraid to be able to express how you feel. And you ain't got to share it with everybody. Trust and believe.
Right.
It's certain people you want to know your business, and there's certain people you don't want to know. Because the first thing they're going to be going around saying is you're dying, and ain't nothing, they done told you that there's nothing else they can do for you, when that is not the case.
Yeah.
But get you some good, healthy, sound relationships around women that have come through, because I always say that a victory is not a victory if you don't bring anyone else out with you. Absolutely. So that's our desire.
And let me just add this also, Natasha. When a lot of people hear about organizations like us, because there's many out there. You know, there's quite a few of them out there, but they're not representative of us, right? So one
Or
a
have
lot.
the resources for
Absolutely,
us.
absolutely. But one of the things I think the misnomer for people is that we are a cancer support group. So we're going to talk about the woes and the suffering. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, you know, that's kind of one of the things, and we really didn't do it purposely. Sherry also talks about how when she first got diagnosed and she went to certain support groups and it made her feel worse because she heard the horror stories, because there are people sitting around. And again, these things are reality, but we are telling you that all sickness is not unto
It's not
death.
unto death.
One thing for certain, two things for sure, that life does not stop
Right.
because something bad happens.
Correct.
You have to find a way to still manage through.
Manage through.
Them bills
Yep.
not gonna stop. Them kids still need you. That
Yes.
husband still wants something
Yes.
from you.
Yes.
You know, every responsibility that you have still goes on, and you can't afford to fall apart.
Correct.
But what we offer is just the way of showing you that cancer is not going to win this.
Right.
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 That as long as you're here, because let's be honest, without a diagnosis, we not promised tomorrow.
Correct.
You
We
know?
can die in a car accident.
We don't know this.
Right.
This thing, it really is to kind of, you know, put you on a different trajectory. Like we are walking this life. We're on a path. We think we know where we're going. Life changes on you very quickly,
Yes.
very
Instantly.
quickly. You don't order this stuff. You don't ask for this
Yes.
stuff. But but you and I know, and we just gonna share it with everybody else, that God does use everything.
He uses everything.
I like to look at it when we think about the image of God being our shepherd. Go to Psalms 23, the Lord is our shepherd. That shepherd will lead those sheep, and when that one sheep gets off path, he'll
Yes.
take that staff
and he going after
and
it.
he'll put that one, you know, even if he got to hit it on the butt, put that sheep right
Back in
back
the
on the
pasture.
path. So
Yes, ma'am.
sometimes us being put back on our path does
Yes.
not feel good.
Yes.
But God knows best.
Yes.
And if you trust him,
Trust him.
you just keep on going, because
Listen.
guess what? The end has
Yes.
already been decided before the beginning.
And he is a healer.
Yes, he is.
That's the part that I
Yes,
don't
he
want
is.
anyone to watch this podcast in fear or in doubt, because he is a healer. That's without a doubt. We are witnesses. We are testimonies. Listen, if he allowed us to live through a pandemic, many have died because of a cough, a germ, bacteria, wiped the nations out, shut us down. And wasn't nobody in their house afraid? So don't allow a diagnosis of anything, not just cancer, but anything, trip you up to believe that God is not able.
Absolutely.
So creeping us back until this weekend.
Okay.
Tell our viewers and our listeners what is going on Saturday.
Saturday, we are going to be at the Valley View Cinemark Theater, and it will be the premiere of the documentary called The Warriors Walk. The Warriors Walk is because we do not call our sisters survivors. We call them warriors.
Warriors.
Any woman or any person who has ever gone through cancer treatment will tell you that
Listen,
that fight is a fight
baby,
forever.
it's like
It's
a windmill
fight forever. So they're warriors.
swinging. Yes,
In various stages, they are warriors. And the warrior walk is really, it gives you a behind the scenes on what happens and what takes place from one of our biggest signature events, the Pretty in Pink. Pretty in Pink, we started this, I'm going to say 4 years ago.
Okay.
We've had 3 shows, but it started about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And Sherry and I talked about doing, it really started out as a conversation about a fundraiser because, of course, if we want to help people, we
Yeah,
need
you got
money,
to have
right?
some money.
We need money. So we started talking about this like as a fundraiser, gosh, many years ago. I'd probably say 7 years ago. And, we talked about it and talked about it. And I think in 2019, there was a small group, and I wasn't involved with the planning of it at that time. But there was a small group that started like just doing all the preparations for the fashion show. COVID happened, and a sold out event was
Wow.
canceled.
Wow.
So a sold out event was canceled.
Wow.
So when things cleared up a little bit, probably in 22, I went to Sherry and I said, "Hey, any thoughts on getting the fashion show or the, I think we were calling it Pretty in Pink. Any thoughts on getting the Pretty in Pink back up and running?" She said, "Absolutely not. It was so stressful." She's like, "I want no parts of it." So I said, "You know what? Let me take it. Let me take it." So, of course, she ended up sitting
at the end. She don't know how to do
in
nothing.
the beginning. She just ended up sitting at the table with me, and so what we did was we just refocused and we said, again, back to helping these women take back their beauty.
Yeah.
Cancer robs you of
Yeah.
beauty. You hear them say, "Oh, it took my hair, it took my eyebrows, it took my fingernails," and so in order for us to really tackle that, we said, you know what, we need professionals.
Okay.
We need professional people to come in and help us do this right.
Okay.
So we
Is that how you guys got the whole walk lined up
mm-hmm.
from the women in the fashion show?
Yep.
Amazing.
So we reached out to some people that connected us with some of the most talented and amazing designers in Cleveland.
Amazing.
Who knew?
Stephanie Nunn.
Come
you
on.
go, girl.
Stephanie Nunn, Daryl Darby, Coco Mystique, Diane Linston.
Amazing.
Kayla Wright, Shawan.
Connie
Pickard.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yes.
And Mirando.
Yes.
Mirando as
Amazing
well. Von
designers.
Glover.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
And we
Thank you guys
yes,
so much.
just I mean, and they do it without we are not paying these people.
Right.
Let me put that out there.
Right.
We don't pay them. They do this out of love.
That's an
just
amazing
tremendous amount of
talent.
love.
Yes.
We also hired a professional modeling coach, and it wasn't we didn't want someone to just teach them how to walk. We wanted someone to teach them confidence and to remember, pull that inner out. And
that's good.
So we had Valerie Brown, who is our modeling coach. She's been our modeling coach for several years. So actually, one of my really good friends. Didn't know her at the time. She did a great job, too. Didn't know her at the time. I mean, we have connected with these people, and they are family to us now. We had no idea. We pulled it all together. We had professional model calls, which that does, it allows us to bring in professional models along with the sisters. So you don't know one from another.
I call them professional miracles.
Yes.
Because, honey, when you don't know how to walk in the beginning and you get up on that stage and you stretch yourself through across that stage, you really feel like you a model for real. Ain't no going back.
Absolutely.
So this coming Saturday at Valley View, they're having the Warriors Walk.
Yes.
And listen, if you don't have a ticket,
too bad. I'm sorry.
You will not. If you didn't purchase your ticket, this will be a sold out event as usual. So when you hear My Sister's Keeper, immediately you want to press your way to get your ticket, because this is not just for a good cause. This is something that will be promoted across the country, because every woman, every young person. Now, cancer is not just attacking middle-aged women. No. It has taken on a vengeance. It has stricken young people in their 20s, in their 30s. You couldn't get a mammogram until you have reached the age of 40. Certain insurance companies would not pay for you to have a mammogram had you not turned 40 years old. So we not only have to change the laws locally, legislatively, in government, because these insurance companies have to be accountable.
Absolutely.
If you paying insurance, you definitely got to use it. Absolutely. You need a mammogram. you need a ultrasound, you need a biopsy, and then surgery if necessary. So it's not just that they're paying for the mammogram. There's a whole series of tests that has to be ran on you. So we are telling you, if you have not gotten a mammogram, sis, quit tripping, quit playing, go and get you a mammogram. Don't let they give you an exam for free.
Absolutely. I was going to say that.
Come
Like,
on.
having no insurance does not stop you.
It does not be, you have to be an advocate and intentional about your own health. So we want you to come out on Saturday, put your best hair on, put it's gonna be 43 degrees this weekend. First of all, let's start there. I've been watching the news and the weather. Cleveland, Ohio is gonna have some 40, so that's a heat wave for us on February the 1st. So come out and support some of the warriors. You may not even know them, but my sister's keeper, Sherry and Mimi, have put their hands to the grind with this, and they have done this so that we can reciprocate this, and not just amongst each other, but people abroad, all different ethnicities. Cancer is not racist.
No.
Honey, it is taking control in other countries. People are flying here to our clinics and to our hospitals. Cancer Centers of America, American Cancer Centers have changed their names. I mean, this business, I say it's a business and we're customers. Don't ever think that we're not customers. These doctors are practicing physicians. I thank God for these doctors that really, really care. Number one, that is comfortable with you asking questions, comfortable with taking the time to listen to you, to hear your needs and your wants and go above and beyond. So kudos and thank you, Dr. Natalie Joseph, and all of the cancer surgeons, all the radiation oncologists, the radiation people. Thank you so much for doing your job and going above and beyond to help our communities. Thank you, Mimi, so much for coming on. I greatly appreciate you. And we want to stay connected to My Sister's Keeper. Share this information, share this podcast with a sister that is going through, maybe not for the first time. Got to keep them encouraged, because sometimes there are reoccurrences, and that's okay, because God is a healer, not just today or yesterday, but forevermore. Then maybe there's something or some reason why you've had that reoccurrence, but don't let that stop you from living, because he is a reoccurring God. Okay. Amen. So thank you so much for tuning in to Peek-A-Boob. I'm your girl. I'm your host. I'm your serial entrepreneur. I am Natasha Watts. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week. God bless.